Hello everyone, I am Dhruvo Sarkar. I am the convener of the class today. So far I am watching here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
17
17. Yeah, I'm watching here 17 participants uh, today, and now I will request our reporter today, Dolan Bishas, to brief about yesterday's class. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I am Dolan, the rapporteur of this class. My duty is to telling the total summary of previous class. In previous class, we basically studied computer concepts, which was comprised chapter 1. Now I am narrating the summary of this concept. Computer is a programmable machine designed to perform arithmetic and logical operations automatically and sequentially on the input given by the user and gives the desired output after processing. You recount it as CPU, which means Central Processing Unit, that called brain of computer. Computer components are divided into two major categories, namely hardware and software. You also told us that computers are used in so many fields in our daily life. For example, browse the web, handle spreadsheets, database management, games, and so on. You showed us the figure of computer motherboard and its work. You also showed some computers types like desktop computers, laptop computers, servers, tablet computers, and added their advantages and disadvantages. That's all, sir.
Convener, carry on. Dhruvo. Dhruvo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you, Dolan Bishas, for your briefing. Now for the participants, if anyone have any questions, you can ask
Any question, anyone, regarding the previous lecture?
regarding your previous lecture. Yes.
No, sir.
Okay, Dhruvo, they do not have any questions, so carry on, please.
Okay, so as no one has any question, I am requesting our honorable faculty, Mr. Rakibul Hassan sir, to continue the list of the class.
Okay, thank you, convener, and thank you, rapporteur, for your nice session. So now I am going to start our today's class.
Yes, sir.
Sure, sir.
Today we are going to start our session with the topic PC and Mac. Okay, so let me share my slide with you. I'm sharing my slide and let me know whether you can see the slide or not. So can you guys see the slide?
Yes, sir, we can see the slide.
Okay, all right. Again, I'm sharing. All right. Okay, so here you can see two term name is given here. One is PC, the short form, and another short form given here, Max. So the short form PC, if we elaborate this one is basically personal computer. Okay, PC stands for personal computer. On the other hand, Mac is the short form of Macintosh. Okay, Macintosh. Now we are going to learn about what are the characteristics we have, and then we are going to learn about the main differences in between PC and Mac. So at first, as I already mentioned, PC means personal computer, and PC basically introduced by IBM. IBM, again the short form. This is an organization, and the full form is International Business Machine. Okay, this is the short form of IBM, and they basically introduced this PC in the year of 1981. Okay, and the computer we are using, most of the cases we use at our home or office or workplace. Most of the cases we basically use this PC as they are economic. Okay, the price is low, that's why we are using this PC very commonly in our day-to-day life. And this PC or personal computer, they basically use Microsoft Windows as their operating system. Okay, and another characteristics you can find out in this PC, like different part of this PC basically developed by different manufacturer. Like suppose this mouse might be developed by A4 Tech. Okay, keyboard might be developed by A4 Tech. Okay, this monitor might be developed by Dell or HP. Inside the casing we have motherboard might be developed by Gigabyte company, or we have microprocessor that might be developed by Intel company. Okay, so different part developed by different company. Okay, and then we just assemble all of them together. Okay, this is another characteristics of PC. That's why this is kind of hybrid. Okay, hybrid one. Okay, on the other hand, Macintosh basically developed by, okay, Apple company. The name of the organization is Apple. You can see the picture here, and Macintosh is the full form of Mac. And Macintosh basically, this computer introduced in the year of 1984. Okay, and this organization Apple Inc., okay, they basically introduced this Macintosh computer. Okay, they basically introduced this Macintosh computer, and the first graphical user interface, you see, GUI in short, graphical user interface, they basically introduced with their computer at the very first time. Okay, basically what happened, those operating system, those old operating system we have, okay, those operating system, they do not have any graphical user interface. Whatever you have to do in your computer, you have to use command line. Like if you want to create a folder, you have to write down some command line. If you want to delete a file, you have to write again command line. If you want to move any file from one place to another place, again you have to write down some command line. Okay, so there was no graphical user interface, there was no mouse with the previous computer. Okay, but this Macintosh, this Apple, they basically introduced this graphical user interface with their computer. That means by using mouse pointer, you can easily perform all the tasks. Okay, you can create your folder, you can delete your folder, you can move your folder, you can perform number of tasks by using this graphical user interface, and it basically makes our life more easier. Because of this graphical user interface, nowadays even any non-technical person can use computer without having detailed knowledge about the computer. Okay, this is Macintosh, and Mac computer or Macintosh computer, they use what? Mac OS. Okay, Macintosh operating system they use inside their computer. And another characteristics they have, like all the part, think about this mouse, think about this keyboard, think about this monitor, even the software they use inside their computer, also those softwares developed by Apple Inc., Apple company. That is the thing. Okay, and you can see in this picture here, we do not have any extra CPU, I mean the caching. Okay, computer caching. Okay, so this one is on in all. In our previous lecture, we learned about all in one computer, isn't it? They do not have any separate caching. Okay, everything is integrated with the monitor. Okay, so whatever the advanced PC we have, Apple PC we have, they do not have this separate caching. Okay, it can save your space. Okay, that is the thing. So now, do you have idea about this PC and Mac? Any problems so far to understand the topic? Anyone, any questions so far?
Yes, I have a question.
Please.
I didn't understand the graphical line.
Graphical user interface. Okay. Okay. So let me explain this one again. Okay. What happened? The operating system, the old operating system we had, those operating system do not have this facility, graphical user interface. Graphical user interface means actually what? That is the question. Can you see my mouse pointer? And by using this mouse pointer, I can create folder, I can delete folder, I can move one file from one folder to another folder. That means any kind of file manipulation work I can do by using this mouse pointer. But as I already mentioned, old operating system, they do not have this facility. Whatever the task you'd like to perform, everything you have to do by writing some command line. Okay, if you want to create folder, you have to write down some code, some command line. Okay, if you want to delete some document file from your computer, again you have to write down some command line. So you have to memorize those command line to operate the computer. Okay, but nowadays by using mouse pointer click, easily we can perform this task. Think about a Linux operating system. Few years back, they didn't had this opportunity, that is graphical user interface. Now whatever the version of Linux we have, they have graphical user interface. Okay, is that clear to you?
Thank you, sir. I totally get everything.
Okay,
right
thank
now.
you. Thank you. Let me show you another thing so that you can understand the concept more clearly. Okay. I am basically opening my command prompt. Okay, I'm sharing another screen with you guys. Can you guys see the black screen?
Yes, sir. Command prompt.
Yes, sir.
Right. This is called command prompt. Old computer or which computer has this old operating system, they do not have any graphical user interface. So if you want to write down, if you want to create any folder, you have to write down some comment line here. If you want to delete some folder, again you have to write down some comment line here. Okay, that was basically what excuse me command line based operating system. But nowadays, whatever the operating system we have, all of them are graphical user interface based operating system. Okay, that is the thing. I think now you guys are clear about this concept. Okay.
Sir, how do I open the comment section?
In the search in your computer, okay, go to start menu and in the search option write down CMD, or you can write down command prompt. Automatically they will show you the interface in front of you. Okay, that is the thing. Okay, so now yes, let's go back to our slide. Okay, now I guess now you have idea about the PC and Mac. Any question? Any more question do you have regarding PC and Mac? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Can I install the Mac OS into my regular PC?
Nowadays we have some software, third-party software. Through those third-party software, we can do that. Okay, we can parallelly run two operating systems side by side. Okay, like you can run Windows and Red Hat Linux, okay, side by side in the same PC. Okay, I do not have that much idea about this Macintosh, but I believe if you Google it, then you can find out some way how you can run Macintosh and Windows parallelly side by side. There are some third-party software. Okay.
I know about the third-party software, but sir, if I want to just only use the Mac OS into my PC, is it possible?
Maybe there is some restriction, like Macintosh, they have their own machineries, they have their own hardware, they have their own software. That's why they have some what should I say, proprietary issue, that means copyright issue they have some. That's why they might not allow you to run that that Mac operating system in your PC. Okay, they will not allow you. Okay, that is it.
Okay, sir, I got it.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, actually, I'm using the genuine version of Windows 10. Sir, now if I move to any other operating system such as Ubuntu or Linux, and after that, if I want to back my Windows 10 operating system again, sir, is it possible?
So if you have the license key, okay, as you are using genuine version, you should have the license key of Windows 10. If you have that, then you can move back, no problem. Okay, no problem at all. But if you do not have the license key, if you uninstall that operating system, or if you change the operating system, then you will not be able to, get back to your genuine version. So this is the wise decision to run two operating system parallelly. Okay, there are some other advanced technique, like you can use you can create virtual machine. Okay, like you can use CentOS operating system. By using CentOS, you can create virtual machine, and inside that virtual machine you can install another operating system, okay, according to your need. Okay, that is the thing. Those things are very advanced thing, but the main thing is that if you do not have the license key, then you cannot go back to your genuine one if you install once. Okay, uninstall once. Okay, that is the thing. Okay, I think you guys are clear about this thing. Let me.
Sir, I have a question.
Please, please.
If I use the correct version of OS, then if I switched among the OS into Mac, then can I run back to Windows?
I'm not getting your question. Can you please repeat the question again?
Yeah, if I use the cracked version of Windows, okay, I'm not using the genuine version. I want to use the cracked version of Windows. Then if I switch into the Mac OS, then can I run back to Windows?
As you know how to crack, okay, as you have that idea how to crack, or as you have the passcode, okay, for that, so anytime you can go back. Okay, that is the
Yeah,
thing.
thank you. I've got it. Thank you, sir.
But sometimes what happen, there are some, nowadays many companies, they are basically trying to restrict to use this cracked version. They are trying to make us use the licensed one. That's why they have some artificial intelligence they're using now, that they can track down your MAC address, or they can track down your IP address. Okay, some think about internet download manager. This is one software, and this is a very popular one. To download something, we basically use internet download manager. But somehow, if they understand I'm using the cracked version, okay, they are going to restrict that software in my PC. They can track down my IP address and MAC address. What I have to do on that time, I have to again reinstall my operating system. After that, I can install the cracked version again. Okay, so this type of things, okay, we sometimes we might face.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so these are the out of this course discussion, course content discussion, but our main concern is what is PC and what is Mac, what is personal computer, what is Macintosh computer. Okay, right. So that's all about the first part of the first lecture. Now here you can see the summary. In the first part, we discussed about computer, we discussed about hardware, software, we discussed about different types of computer, desktop, laptop, server, tablet, and at last we discussed about PC and Macintosh operating system. Okay, and these are the exercise we have in the first part. That is first question given here: what is computer? Define software and hardware with 2 examples. Write down about the basic parts of computer. Then what is the difference between desktop and laptop? Explain about different types of computer. Write down about PC and Mac computer. What is server? Okay, so do you have any problem to understand any question? Any question, anyone? This all the questions are very clear to you, isn't it? Okay, let's move to the next section. Here we have some critical question, critical thinking, and you can say that these are the creative question. Okay, you will not get direct answer inside the book or inside the slide. So list the activity you perform using a computer. In your previous class, I asked you this question, that what type of activity usually you perform by using your computer. So you have to list down those activities. And second question given here: which type of computer do you like is the best for, do you think is the best for you? A desktop computer, a laptop computer, a tablet computer, or a mobile phone? Give a reason for your answer. Okay, so in your previous class you mentioned that some of you are using laptop, desktop, smartphone. Okay, So why you are
Yes, sir.
preferring that platform? I mean that computer. Okay, you have to give the reason. Okay, you have to write down some advantages. Okay, some characteristics about that computer. Okay, so this type of question you might get in your examination. Okay, so far any question regarding the first part of this chapter? Anyone? No question. Everything is clear to you. Okay.
Sir, what type of question will come in the examination?
This type of question, as I already mentioned. Okay, some exercises are given here. Okay, this type of question you might get in the examination. Okay.
But the question will be from here. Actually, it's what should I say? Who ki same type of.
No. I mean, you are not going to get the same question in the examination. Okay. Definitely, I'm going to give some modification. Okay. Definitely, there will be some modification. But whatever the topic we are covering, okay, from this chapter 1, okay, or from the book, you will get everything from the book, not outside the book. Okay, that is the thing. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I have one question.
Please.
Sir, so I know that what is chip and what is transistor, but how can I store machine code? But how can it store machine that that means is it store machine code 0 and 1, or is it store electricity signal?
Okay, so so basically, if I'm not wrong, you are trying to say that basically when you store any information inside the computer, in which format it basically stored that one.
0, 1.
Am I right? Let me
Yes.
understand your question first, huh? Your
Sir,
question
network
is,
problem here.
sorry.
Sir, network problem.
Okay, network problem. I'm repeating the thing again. I'm saying that if I am not wrong, you are asking that when we are going to store anything inside the computer, on that time, how, in which format basically our computer stores data or information inside it. Is this your question?
No, sir.
Can you repeat the question again then?
Sir, network problem.
Can you repeat the question again, please?
Sir, I know that what is chip and what is transistor, but how can it store machine code? Machine code means 0 and 1.
Okay. What
Just
happened?
it, sir.
What happened in machine code?
No. How can it store? Means transistor. How can store?
Okay.
Machine code.
Okay.
Machine
Your
code.
question is how transistor can store any machine code. The combination
Machine
of 0
code.
and 1. Okay. So this type of thing you are going to learn. Right. This type of thing you are going to learn in hardware course. Okay. In hardware course, in assembly language course, you are going to learn this type of thing. On that courses, you are going to learn this type of thing, how this transistor work, how basically electric signal basically work, how we can work on this machine code. Okay, that is the thing. So this is not
right, sir. Right. I asked it.
Okay. So these are not basically discussion issue in this fundamental course. Okay. So in the
yes, sir.
Okay, in your hardware course, okay, you can ask this question to your teacher.
Yes,
or you need not to ask it.
Right, sir.
They are going to give you
Thank
the
you, sir.
clarification. Okay.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
So, but I'm requesting all of you, please do not ask any question outside the topic. Otherwise, your other friend, they might be distracted. Okay.
Yes, sir.
They
Yes,
might
sir.
thought
Yes,
that these are the things important for our examination or not. Okay. They might be get puzzled.
Thank
Okay?
you, sir.
Be careful about it.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Please.
Sir, PCs and Max computer. Write down our PC and Max computer and what I will describe.
You can describe. You can mention some characteristics of PC. You can mention some characteristics of Mac computer.
Max.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay. All right.
That's it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So now move to the next part of this chapter. So here we can see that generations of computer. So this is the second part of this chapter. So let us discuss about this generations of computer. So generation means basically the evolution process of a product. Okay, so the state of improvement in the product development process. Okay, whatever the computer we have nowadays, 50 years back, 60 years back, the size, okay, the speed, power consumption, okay, memory space were not same, isn't it? Okay, so this is the evolution of this computer, and we can call it, this is generations of computer. Okay, so it basically affect the way we live, work, and play. Suppose think previously basically we went to any cinema hall to watch movie, isn't it? But nowadays people do not used to go cinema hall. Instead of cinema hall, they basically go Cineplex. In Cineplex, they are using computer and projector to display the movie. And even nowadays, we are not that much, I mean, willing to go even the Cineplex. We have our own computer, we have laptop, desktop. Okay, we before releasing a movie, we can get the pirated version, isn't it? So we are not, I mean, going outside to watch movie. Okay, so this is one change you can say. Then think about the banking sector. Okay, in previous time we basically what we did, we basically bounced the check, isn't it? Physical check. But nowadays we have MasterCard, we have Visa card, we have debit card, isn't it? So from the ATM booth, we can easily do our transaction. We can deposit money, we can withdraw money. So this is one change. Then think about playing. Okay, most of the cases nowadays, those were the young generation, they used to play computer games. They are not willing to go outside. They are not that much. They are not getting that much facility to play. I mean, outside game like outdoor game. Okay, football, cricket. Okay, they are willing to play PUBG, Clash of Clans, this type of new friends game they would like to play. And think about the working procedure. Okay, think about this due to this COVID-19 situation, what we are doing, I'm conducting the online classes. Okay, so it's possible only for this computer, isn't it? So this can basically have some effect on our life, on our work, on our other things as well. Then they are basically mentioning what are the changes you might get from when you switch from one generation to another generation. Okay, the way computers operate. Okay, then the size of the computer, then price of the computer, then processing speed of a computer. Okay, then electricity use of that computer, then the reliability of the computer. Okay, when basically you switch from one generation to another generation, on that time you will get some way of change of that computer. Like those computers are the old computer. We do not have what we graphical user interface, but nowadays we have graphical user interface with our computer. Okay, with our operating system. Okay, then the old computer size was very big, but nowadays whatever the computer we have, even we can keep our computer inside our pocket. Okay, previously the price of computer was huge. Okay, but nowadays we can purchase the computer within a very less cost. Then previous computer size was very big, that's why those computers basically consume more power. But nowadays whatever the PC we have, whatever the computer we have, they can I mean reduce power consumption. Okay, and then reliability. Definitely, I mean nowadays computer, whatever the computer we have, these computers are much more reliable than the previous computer. And whatever the computer we have nowadays, these computers can perform billions of calculation within a millisecond. Okay, this is the advantage. Okay, speed, calculation speed. Okay, so when you move from one generation to another generation computer, you will get these changes. You will get these changes. Am I clear to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now let me show you different generations of computer. We have basically till now we have basically 5 generation computer: first, second, third, fourth, and fifth generation computer. Okay. Let's see the time duration. So first generation computer, time duration given here 1942 1956, and the main component of this computer was vacuum tube. Okay, this is the main component. Okay, then second generation computer 1956 to 1963, and here what is the main component? Second generation computer, transistor. That means we replace the vacuum tube with this transistor. Then third generation computer 1964 to 1971, and what is the main component here? Integrated circuit or IC. So what is IC? On a silicon plate we are basically placing thousands of transistors. Okay, and we are calling it IC, integrated circuit. Fourth generation computer, time duration given 1971 to present, and what is the main component? What is the brain of the computer nowadays?
Microprocessors.
Microprocessor, right? Microprocessor. Okay, that is the thing. And the fifth generation computer, present and beyond. Okay, already we are trying to develop this fifth generation computer, but still we have, I mean, number of limitations we have. Okay, but we believe that in future we are going to overcome those limitations. And what will be the main characteristics of those computer? AI, artificial intelligence. Okay, so these are the time duration, okay, and main components of different generations computer. Am I clear to you?
Sir, how
Yes, sir.
vacuum tubes works, sir?
Okay,
Can you?
how vacuum tubes work? This thing you will learn in your fundamental and electronic course. Okay,
Oh,
here
okay,
I am
okay,
going to
sir,
show
okay,
you.
sir.
Here I am
Okay,
just
sir.
going to show you the picture and some basic mechanism. Okay, but
sir.
in detail you are going to learn in another course, okay, electronic course. Okay, right.
Okay.
Here the main thing is that you should remember the term. You should understand the picture. Okay, in your fundamental of electronic course you will learn how this vacuum tube work, how this transistor work. In your physics class, in your intermediate level, you maybe learn about NPN transistor, isn't it? PNP
Yes, sir. Yes,
transistor.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Then
sir.
this IC, integrated circuit. Okay, basically
Yes, sir.
on a silicon plate we are basically placing number of transistor. So these
Transistor.
technical things you are going to learn inside that course, fundamental of electronic course. Okay, and there you will get some lab as well. Lab course we have. Okay, and in the lab class you will get the physical component. You can see the transistor, you can see the IC, you can see the microprocessor. Okay, that is the thing. Okay. Okay, let's see.
Sir, I have a question. What is inside of the microprocessor?
Sorry.
What is inside of the microprocessors?
What we have inside the microprocessor?
Yes, sir. It is integrated circuit or transistor.
Microprocessor is nothing but integrated circuit. Okay?
Okay.
Microprocessor also nothing but integrated circuit. But now the thing is that
Okay.
in third generation computer on a silicon plate we might use 100 of transistor. Okay, but in fourth generation computer we are basically using same silicon plate but we are placing thousands of transistor. Okay, the number of transistor basically increase. Okay,
Increased.
that is
Yes,
the
sir.
thing, and we call it microprocessor.
Microprocessor.
Microprocessor is nothing but integrated circuit. Okay,
Circuits.
Got
but
it.
this microprocessor is more powerful as because we have number of transistors.
More transistor.
Right, more transistor we have. Okay, right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, now let's see. Now I'd like to mention some basic characteristics and some example of first generation computer. Okay, so in first generation computer, what is the main component? If you remember, the vacuum,
Vacuum tubes.
right?
Vacuum tube.
All right, and magnetic drum. On that time, the first generation computer, no storage device like hard disk. Okay, on that time they use what? Magnetic drum as their storage device. Magnetic drum as their storage device. Okay, and the capacity of this magnetic drum was very small. Okay, maybe only few bit or byte. Can you imagine? Only few bit or byte. Okay, that is the thing. Not even kilobyte. Okay, not even megabyte. Okay,
Mind blowing.
and on that time, the programming language we use directly, we use what? Hardware level programming language. That means lower level machine code. Okay, that means on that time, we are basically using 0 and 1, only 0 and 1 to write down the code. Machine code on that time we basically used
0 1. Yes, sir.
and here you can see some example like IBM 650, ENISC, okay, Mark II. These are the example of first generation computer. Okay, name of the first generation computer. Okay, okay. So we already learned some characteristics and some example of first generation computer. Now it's time to show the picture of the first generation computer. Okay, so this is the picture you can see.
Oh,
The picture of first generation computer. Okay, and don't misread this picture. This is not basically a room. Okay, as whole this is a computer.
Computer.
Okay,
Yes,
right.
sir.
As whole this is a computer. Okay, and whatever the computer you have now, you are using now to attend the class, your computer is maybe millions time better, okay, faster than this computer.
This
Okay.
computer.
So sometimes what happened, this computer, I mean this old computer maybe look like two-storied building even. Okay, two-storied building even. Okay, that is the thing. The size was very big. Okay, that's why they basically consume huge amount of power, huge
So
amount of power,
nuclear controlling
and they
power
basically
point.
produce, I mean,
looks like-
lots of electric. As they consume lots of electric energy, they basically produce lots of heat. Okay, that is the thing. And here you can see the main component. What is this?
tubes.
Vacuum tube. This is the picture of vacuum tube. Okay, and here we have number of vacuum tube. Okay, as the size of the vacuum tube was very large. Okay, that's why the computer size also very large. Okay, that is the thing. Is that okay? This first generation computer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
now you have some idea about the first generation computer. Now let's move to the second generation computer. See, in second generation computer, we basically replace that big vacuum tube by using this transistor, isn't it?
Transistor.
Right. We replace the vacuum tube by using this transistor. We
Transistor.
have PNP transistor, we learned, isn't it? In our physics class.
PNP, NPN.
PNP, right? PNP, okay. Then we have NPN transistor. Okay, again in your fundamental of electronic course, you are going to learn about this thing. Okay, NPN. Okay, NPN transistor, NPN. Okay, these are the name of different transistor. Okay, so then in our first generation computer, we use magnetic drum as a storage device. But nowadays, now in second generation computer, what you are using as storage device?
Magnetic core.
Magnetic cores.
That means magnetic drum replaced by this magnetic core. Okay, right. Then in first generation computer, we use what? Hardware level programming language. But now what we are using? Assembly language. Okay, assembly language better than the hardware level programming language. Okay, easier in terms of easier. Okay, and we have to use assembler to write down this code. And on that time, first generation computer, second generation computer, we do not have any keyboard and mouse. Now you might ask me any questions, sir. There is no input device. So how on that time people give command to their computer? In second generation computer, we basically introduce what? Punch card. By using this punch card, we can give instruction to our computer. On that time, there was no keyboard and mouse. By using this punch card, we can give the instruction to our computer. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
And in first generation computer, there was no punch card. You have to write down. You have to directly write down the machine code. Okay, to your machine. Okay. Then some examples are given: IBM 1400, IBM 1600, CDC 1604. This is the example of, this is the name of computer. Okay, series of
Models of
computer.
computer.
Right. This is the second generation computer. Okay. Now let me show you the picture. I believe that you guys are eagerly waiting to see the picture. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the picture of second generation computer, and now this one is considerable, isn't it? In terms of size. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And here you can see your transistor. Okay, this is the transistor. Okay, in transistor we have 3 pins, NPN or PNP. Okay, 3 pin we have here. Okay, and here you can see the punch card. Here you can see the punch card. By using this punch card, we can give instruction to our computer, second generation computer. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have some idea about the second generation computer now.
So how does the magnetic core looks like?
Sorry?
Magnetic cores.
It was basically one small chip. Again, it was basically one small, chip. Okay, basically we do not have this picture here. So if you're interested, you can Google it. Okay, then you can see the picture. Okay, maybe. Okay, that is the thing. I do not have the picture to show you now. Okay. Now let's move to the third generation computer. So in third generation computer, basically we use what? IC, integrated circuit. Okay, and integrated circuit, nothing but your number of transistor. Nothing but what? Number of transistor. On a silicon chip, on a silicon chip, what we are placing? Number of transistor. And we are calling it what? IC, integrated circuit. And in third generation computer, we are basically start using high level programming language. We are starting, okay, high level programming language. And in third generation computer, we are basically using here what? Keyboard. Still, we do not have any mouse, okay, with this third generation computer. In third generation computer, we basically started using what? Keyboard. By using keyboard, we can give input. So if you want to create any folder, okay, delete any folder, okay, move any file, on that time by using keyboard, you have to write down on your command prompt. Okay, that is the thing. Some examples are given: IBM 360, IBM 370, PDP 8. This is the name of third generation computer. Is that
so when the monitor came? Monitor came where? Where does the monitor came actually?
Okay. Monitor basically, okay. Let's see the picture, then you can easily understand. Okay. Okay. So here still we do not have that much, well ordered monitor. Okay, well ordered monitor we have. Okay, that is the thing. Basically we are basically starting use of this output device like monitor with our third generation computer, but still, okay, here this computer can perform different logical operation, but still we do not have that much, what should I say, convenient output device like monitor. With the fourth generation computer, we are basically getting a better version of the output device like monitor we have nowadays. Okay, that is the thing. And here you can see the picture of IC. Inside this IC, we have number of transistor. Okay, and IC, it has some limitation. Okay, suppose we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Suppose we have 8 transistor inside this IC, and somehow one IC not working properly out of this 8. Then it is not possible to repair this IC. You cannot replace that specific transistor. What you have to do? You have to replace the whole IC. Right. You have to replace the whole IC. So this is the limitation of using IC. Okay. That is the thing. Now, fourth generation computer. Okay. So fourth generation computer, we are also using what? We are also using IC. But nowadays we call it what? Microprocessor or CPU. Okay. They are basically mentioning here large scale integrated circuit. Okay. Large scale integrated circuit. Okay. On a silicon plate, again we are using transistor, but now number of transistor is very big. Okay, maybe we are using thousands of transistor. Okay, maybe we are using 5 or 10,000 transistor on a silicon chip. That's why I'm telling that what LSI. Okay, large scale integrated circuit. Okay, and so in this computer, in this generation computer, we are using different IC. Okay, and large scale integrated circuit. And here basically we are using what disk, like your CD, DVD, this kind of storage device we introduce in with this generations computer. Okay, hard disk. Okay, basically inside the hard disk we have number of plate, number of disk we have. Okay, like your CD, like your DVD. If you open a hard disk, inside that hard disk you will get number of plate. Okay, magnetic plate. Okay, and those plate can rotate. Okay, so this type of disk we are using as storage device with this 4th generation computer. Okay, and Apple, then Xerox, then IBM. Okay, they are the manufacturer of this 4th generation computer. Okay, they are the manufacturer of this 4th generation computer. That means nowadays whatever the computer we are using, all of them are what 4th generation computer. Okay, now let me show you the picture. I think I need not to show it. You guys already have idea about this generations computer. Here you can see desktop, here you can see laptop. Okay, and this is the what microprocessor. This is the picture of microprocessors. And on a silicon plate, what we are doing, we are placing number of transistor. Okay?
Transistor.
On a silicon plate, we are placing number of transistor, maybe
Yes.
thousands of transistor. Okay, couple of thousands of transistor. Okay. And again, as it is IC, if one part of this microprocessor not work properly, then you have to replace the whole microprocessor. Let me share one experience with you guys. Okay, so I had a computer. Okay, and desktop computer. Okay, now I have laptop computer. So in my desktop computer, basically I basically open my microprocessor and I try to clean it up. So when I was trying to clean, on that time somehow I broke basically one pin. Okay, so again when I reinstall everything, okay, inside the casing and try to open my computer not working properly. Okay, it is not taking start. Okay, that is that problem I was faced. When I took that microprocessor to the servicing center, they told me that can you see that one pin has broken. Okay, so now you have to replace the whole microprocessor. Okay, so you understand what is the limitation of this IC. If one pin not work, okay, if somehow one pin has broken, then you have to replace the whole microprocessor. But nowadays we do not have that type of pin with this nowadays microprocessor. What we have, okay, instead of pin, they have some some dot on this CPU. On this CPU, we have some golden colored dot instead of that pin. Okay, so nowadays we do not have that much problem with this microprocessor. Okay, that is it. Okay, now the last one I would like to discuss, that is 5th generation computer. And in 5th generation computer, what we are using, we are basically using again IC, but now it is very large scale integrated circuit. Very large scale integrated circuit, or in short VLSI, very large scale integrated circuit. In 3rd generation computer we use integrated circuit. 4th generation computer we use what? Large scale integrated circuit. Now in 5th generation we are talking about very large scale integrated circuit. That means again on a silicon chip, what we are doing, we are capable to integrate maybe millions of transistor. Maybe millions of transistor we can place in a small silicon chip. Okay, that is the thing. So what will be the main characteristics of those computer? Artificial intelligence. So do you have any idea about artificial intelligence, anyone? Artificial intelligence.
Sophia was artificial intelligence.
Can you repeat it again?
Sophia, the robot was an
this is the
artificial
example, right?
intelligence.
Sophia is the example of artificial intelligence. Okay, Then nowadays with different operating system, we are using different software like Cortana or Siri, isn't it? Cortana
Google
Yes, sir.
or
Assistant.
Siri.
Google
These are the-
Google
Assistant,
Assistant.
many.
Right. So these are the basically example of very basic level artificial intelligence. Very basic, not advanced. Very basic level artificial intelligence. But this artificial intelligence means basically what? Your computer will behave like a human being.
Human being.
Your computer will behave like a human being. Like as a human being, from our childhood, by seeing, we can learn many things. Isn't it? We're learning many things. So same way, your computer will learn many things from its experience. Whatever the thing, whatever the information we're storing inside its database, okay, by analyzing those information, they are going to learn the thing. They are going to able to take their own decision. Okay, that is the thing. That is called artificial intelligence. Your computer is going. Your computer will behave like a human being. So
Hello,
already you saw different.
sir. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Hello.
Me too, sir. I
Hello.
can't.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you now.
Sir,
It's
Is
clear.
it okay now?
Hello,
sir, now okay.
It's okay now.
Okay, all right. Okay, so if it is okay, then again I'm starting. You already saw different sci-fi movie, science fiction movie, isn't it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
On those movie, you will get, I mean, different types of artificial intelligence application. Okay. Suppose I
Yes.
can recommend one, like think about Wall-E. This is the animation one and the very good
Yes,
one,
sir.
Wall-E. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then we have
Minions.
Chappie. Okay. Anyone saw the movie Chappie? Okay, this is a good one. Okay.
Yes, sir, I saw it.
If
What is the name, sir?
you can saw it. Okay, Chappie.
Yes.
Okay, that is-
Chappie, yes.
right. On that movie, there was a robot. Okay, that robot can learn as a human baby. Okay, by
Sure.
seeing. Okay, by observing different situation, they can learn many things. Okay, right. So that is the thing. Then some examples are given, applications are given like talking machine, voice recognition. Okay, and we are basically going to use this artificial intelligence in our industry and inside our personal robot. Okay, let me show you some picture. Here you can see the picture. Okay, and this robots has very basic level artificial intelligence. Okay, that is it. So whatever the robot we are developing, and we are saying that it has artificial intelligence, but actually those computer or those machine or those robot do not have that much level, that much high level artificial intelligence. We are just very beginning of the era of artificial intelligence. Okay, we have to go far away. Okay, maybe within
Sir,
couple of decades we are going to get
sir,
the
let
real
me
application of
interrupt here. We have 5 minutes left for
Okay, Dhruv, thank
the
you.
class.
For your
thank you,
reminder,
sir.
we have only 5 minutes left. Okay, so that's all about this 5 generations computer: first, second, third, and fourth and fifth. Okay, right,
Fifth. Yes, sir.
right. So here you have to remember what is the main component, what is the time duration, what are the main characteristics, and at least one example. At least one example for each of the generations. Am I clear to you? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. So now some exercises are given here. Okay. What are the main elements of different generations of computer? Okay, you already know. Okay. Then explain about microprocessor. Okay, so this question you need not to learn from this chapter. Answer of this question you will find out in the next chapter. That means chapter number 2. So you can skip it. Okay. Then discuss about different generations of computer. You already know that. And critical thinking. In which generation's computer you are using? Write the characteristics of this computer. Can anyone tell me which generation computer we are using now?
Yeah, I
Fourth
can
generation.
tell that.
Fourth.
Fourth generation. Very good. Fourth generation computer we are using now.
Using now.
Right. So this type of question you might get in your examination. Okay. This type of question, not this question. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So that's all about this lecture. Okay. That's all about the chapter. So this is my strong recommendation to all of you. Please now read the book. I already upload the first chapter of the book. Please read it. Anytime I can take your quiz test. Okay.
Do
Okay,
we
sir.
need to read another book
Sorry.
out of this book? So do we need another?
You just need to read this textbook. That's all. Okay. For
Okay.
I mean, to write down better answer, you can go through some reference book, no problem. You can go through Google, no problem. But this is the core one. Okay. Textbook is the main one. Okay. That is the thing.
Okay, so got it.
Okay. And another thing, I would like to give an assignment to you guys. So what you have to do, you have to write down the answer of the exercises. Okay, use one color pen to write down the question and use black color to write down the answer. In this way, write down all the answer. Okay, exercise 1.1.
Can we use Microsoft Word?
This assignment should be handwritten. Okay, handwritten assignment. Okay, after writing the whole thing, the answer, question and answer, what you have to do, you have to scan your documents and then you have to convert those JPG file into PDF.
PDF
then you
file.
have to send me
Yes,
that PDF file in my email address. Is it clear to you?
Yes,
I
sir.
I have to handwriting.
It should be handwritten. Okay, that is the thing. Okay,
Question and answer both.
Question and answer both. Okay.
Okay, sir.
For
Okay,
question,
sir.
use one color, and for answer, use another color. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
what happened at the end of the semester? I mean, at the end of this semester, before the final examination, these documents can play role as note khata, isn't it? Notebook. Okay, that is the thing. Okay. So
Okay, sir, got it.
you should basically write down the answer. Okay, and you should preserve it. Okay, that is the thing.
Sir,
What is the deadline?
We will mail.
I'm going to upload a document. Okay, inside the document you will get all the instruction and the deadline very soon.
Thank you, sir.
Inside your Google Classroom. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Please, any question?
Sir, we will mail it to you.
Right. You have to write down the question and answer by using your hand. You have to scan the document. You have to convert those picture into PDF. Then you
PDF,
have to
and
send
I will
my
mail
email
to you.
address.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes,
Right.
sir.
Okay.
Understand.
And if you face any difficulty to perform this task, please let me know. Okay, give me knock.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir,
Okay,
I am
sir.
facing
Okay,
this
sir.
problem.
Okay,
I do not know how to scan it. Okay, for scanning,
Okay,
what I
sir.
can, which software I can use. Okay, or how we can convert JPG to PDF. Okay, if you have this problem, let me know. Okay, that is the thing.
Microsoft scanner.
So CAM scanner, there are different types of scanner we have. Okay,
Yes, sir.
but still, if you have any problem to understand this part, please let me know. Okay, and very soon I'm going to upload that document in your Google Classroom. Okay, how to submit the assignment.
Should we submit our homework into Google Classroom?
Sorry.
Should we submit our assignment into Google Classroom?
You can also submit the Google Classroom as well. No problem. Inside that document, I'm going to give you explanation. Okay, how you're going to submit your assignment. Okay, what are the rules and regulations you have to follow? Everything. All right.